Okay, we've been teasing this episode for a while as being what we would love to see in World Showcase. So this is going to be a Disney adjacent question of the day. Where in the world do you want to travel most?
England and the United Kingdom.
Okay, tell us why.
Just all the history there. I love English history. And, I'm I don't know what you call it, a fan of the royals.
Mm-hmm.
And have some family history there. So,
Okay.
yeah.
England and the UK. So does that include like Scotland and Ireland?
Yes.
Like you just want to tour the islands?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably Venezuela. Or, yeah, like any country that's...
Like,
sorry, I get all excited.
Like Latin America?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with like Mexican and Central American and South American culture. The music there, I don't know why, but it speaks to my soul. The food, I just the dancing, all of that. That's my vibe, and it's also warm there, you know. So I would say probably Venezuela.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, another one you might consider along that same lines is this last year I had the opportunity to go to Colombia for work. And I was talking to a guy that was from Colombia, and I was talking about like vacationing like in the Caribbean and that kind of thing. And I loved Latin America, and I loved the north side of South America. He actually suggested Panama.
Really?
Because you can stay on the beach and be an hour from the mountains, or you can stay in the mountains and you can be an hour from a beach and get the best of both of those worlds. Mm-hmm. I am struggling with English tonight.
It's been a long week.
It has been. But yeah, so that's another option, and it's fairly inexpensive. When I came home and was all excited about it, Candace and I were looking at like Airbnbs, that kind of thing, or condos that we could potentially stay at, and they were $70-$80 a night.
Really?
Yeah. In a fairly safe place. Panama is considered kind of a safe location.
Okay. Might switch yeah, I would go.
Yeah. Okay, Lariah, anywhere in the world.
Well, I know I said in the last episode that like Alaska and like the cold wintry places are like my heaven, but there's a place that I've wanted to go to ever since I was very little. It's been my dream to go to Ireland for like my entire life, because I don't know, it just seems so spacious and so peaceful. Mm-hmm. And that's a big thing for me when I like want to travel, is like how peaceful will it be?
Yeah.
And it makes sense because you're short.
Yes.
Oh goodness. And I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to give you my top 3. Because I just can't pick. Yeah. I have 3 places that I would love to go.
Well, I didn't realize we could pick more than one.
Yeah, I did. I'm cheating.
I didn't know there were rules. Seriously.
So the first one is I would love to do a South African safari. Like a true safari. I want to spend time getting to know my way around Germany. Mm-hmm. And then Scotland, Ireland, that kind of area. I have some family roots back in the Ireland and Scotland area, so I want to go explore that as well.
That's
so
awesome.
Those are my 3 places.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I can't pick between those 3.
Well, if we do it right, you don't have to.
That's very true.
Boom.
I mean, if you know travel professionals that can help you with that sort of thing.
Right. That's correct.
Got 2 of them in this room.
That's right. That's very true. Very, very true. Welcome to Hanging at the Hangar Bar. I'm Scott.
I'm Candace.
I'm Lariah.
And I'm Lacey. Grab a drink and come hang with us at the Hangar Bar.
Welcome back to the last episode of season 3 of Hanging at the Hangar Bar. Can you believe we've been through another season?
No.
I can't even believe that we're towards the end of the year.
Right?
Like, how is it November already?
Yeah.
Right. How's it the end of November already?
Yeah. No.
Thanksgiving is next week, y'all. And for those listening, it's the week after Thanksgiving.
Week after. So, yeah, this episode is going to release on Monday the 27th.
Yeah.
So, literally, we're in the last week of November.
And actually, we've been providing bonus content because in years past, we've always quit the week before Thanksgiving. So
That's true.
You're welcome, listeners. You are welcome.
We just like talking to one another so much. Like, I don't want to stop our Thursday night recording sessions.
I know. I'm
Like-
glad that we switched it to
Yeah.
Thursday nights because it gives me something to look forward to in the week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we can just get a jump on next season.
Yeah.
Boom. Love it.
Have more like rambly bambly episodes where it just goes off the rails constantly.
Those are my favorite.
Those are the ones people like the most too. They also like it when the sisters fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
We've gotten lots of comments
Especially when
about
this one gets saucy.
Right.
Oh,
Rawr.
Good.
Okay, in tonight's episode, we are going to spend a little bit of time talking about Epcot World Showcase. Now, if this is if you've just started listening in the last 4 weeks, you're like, wait, haven't they been talking about the World Showcase at Epcot? Well, yes, we have. But we're going to tonight spend a little bit of time talking about what we wish we could see in World Showcase, what countries we would want to have added, what countries were almost added, what attractions we might like to see added. Or, no, let's not talk about taking away. Let's talk about just what we would like to see them do with World Showcase. So I think where we'll start with this is there were 3 more pavilions that were, like, green lit before they finally, like, because of money or whatever, decided they weren't going to do. So I'm going to read some descriptions that were actually at some point published about unrealized pavilions in World Showcase. Okay, you ready? Mm-hmm. The first one was Spain. Spain was to have 2 attractions. The first attraction was a film on vacation spots in Spain. The second attraction was a ride themed around Spain's heritage and arts. Marketplaces and a waterside restaurant serving tapas, a finger food found in Spain, would also be included in the pavilion.
Pro.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, right?
Yeah, skip the first one and just go with that second thing.
You don't want to film on the vacation spots.
No.
But if you think about it, lots of the pavilions have films about the country that they're in.
They do, and that was a thing of the times.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a way to also get you connected to that country.
True. But cultural representatives are as well.
Yes.
And food.
And food. Yeah, that.
And sangria.
Why is it that a lot of the attractions that end up being like kiboshed are water-based? Like everybody's like, ooh, Small World was such a cool ride. Let's build it everywhere.
Yeah.
And then, because even at Disney World now, there's 4 different slow-moving water ride systems.
Mm-hmm.
That is
I would still take
interesting.
that over a trackless ride system any day. Where screens are the order of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's something behind that. Like if it's...
Like easier
Easier
to
or
structure.
cheaper.
Yeah.
It's something everybody can do. Because, again, I
Yeah.
think a lot of what they've been trying to do with World Showcase in the last 10 or 15 years has been to make it less of an adults-only park and make it more of a family-friendly park. So rides like that make it to where like anybody can go get on a boat ride and watch Spain.
Do you think it makes like it seem more flowier?
Maybe.
Because I'm trying to think of a waterless ride that's similar where you're kind of going on a tour like that.
Peter Pan's Flight.
Yeah, and you can hear those gears very clearly.
So magical.
But yeah, think about it. You're either hanging in the air or you're in the water. Well, you are. You're in the air.
But if you think about a ride like Journey of the Little Mermaid,
Yeah.
where it's not in the water, but the way that they have it themed and the way that they do things, you feel like you're in the water. Mm-hmm. They could do something like that instead of an actual water ride.
And Winnie the Pooh, I guess, too, is
Yeah.
you're in a pot of honey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is an interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting notion.
Okay. So next country that was unrealized. We ready? Mm-hmm. The next one that was greenlit at some point before it was not was Israel. Israel's landmark was to be a menorah in the center of a courtyard. The building would be themed after old and new buildings from the area with ancient Jerusalem in mind. The attraction was to be an amphitheater with classical and folk music being performed. Olive and cypress trees would also be a part of the pavilion. Food from the country would also be featured. A little bit too soon with all of the worlds going on right now.
I can see a lot of contention with that.
Yeah.
Like both from, like just from a lot of both religious and non-religious perspective.
Yeah, and
Yes.
but when this was probably being talked about, that wasn't a concern.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
Palestine and Israel were kind of getting along when this was being built.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it is a sore subject currently, like talking about it currently, but back then I could totally see it.
It would have been beautiful.
Yes, it would have been. Yeah.
Yeah, and it almost, this one almost feels like they were going to go a little preachy with it.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
the menorah, the ancient Jerusalem, like were they going to have a statue of Jesus in there?
Like, do we have Palm Sunday every day, or
Right.
what's the story here?
Animatronic donkeys.
Look, it's Disney Jesus.
Disney Jesus.
Okay, that's some blasphemy right there, Loriah.
What did she say?
Mickey dressed up like Jesus. No.
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 Not at all.
No.
Mickey dressed up like a rabbi.
No. I think we figured out why they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because there aren't any movies or anything. There's no IP based in like Jerusalem,
Well, shoot.
Israel.
That's a shame. Actually, I do think the new movie Wish, I think that's based, maybe.
In the Middle East?
I gotta figure this out. Hold, please.
Okay. We'll let you look that up before we go to the third and final country, which was a little bit more thought out.
Yeah, I'm doing like a mental guess of what the next country would have been.
Ooh, we'll do that.
too.
We'll have you guess which one, what the third unrealized pavilion was.
Okay, no, it is actually based in the Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's Spanish. Okay. So, third unrealized pavilion. I know what it is, so I don't get to guess. Candace, what do you think the third unrealized pavilion was?
Do I get any hints?
Nope. This is just a guess. It's not about being right. It's just a guess what you think it would be. Are you singing the Animaniacs country song in your head?
I kind of have two guesses.
Okay, what are they?
So the first one is Brazil.
Okay.
Don't know why. The second one would be someplace like Zimbabwe or someplace in Africa.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I like the idea of what was the first one you said?
Brazil.
Brazil, because like I could see that because Walt had visited that area. There was actually, oh my God, tied that in with the Three Caballeros because like they went.
Yep.
Okay, yes, that's obviously not the right answer. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about it. But yes, that would be amazing. Lariah, where do you think it is?
Okay, I'm going to guess Greece.
Okay, it's a good guess.
I'm not really familiar with this part of the world, but somewhere in Russia, maybe.
Ooh, okay.
Cause okay, that's my guess. I don't know different countries in there. Again, that's another kind of sore
Yeah.
subject with Ukraine.
And it would have been when this was being built, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Russia would be a good one. Just the history, the
They could put St. Peter's or
basilica.
no, that's in Rome.
Oh.
The onion-topped buildings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so the third unrealized pavilion was actually Equatorial Africa.
So that's kind of close.
Oh.
You were close. So Equatorial Africa refers to the group of African countries that lie along the equator. This pavilion was also referred to as the African Nations Pavilion and the Africa Pavilion. Equatorial Africa was to be located between China and Germany, where the outpost currently sits. So if you think about Equatorial Africa, that's going to be like Egypt. That, like, you think about where in the world that is, that's the north side of Africa.
That would be pretty.
Morocco is
Egypt
also
in that
northern
area. Yeah.
Africa.
Libya, that area is where that would be. Equatorial Africa would have treehouse-like architecture set in the dark jungle, foliage, running water, and smells would be present, along with animals visiting a watering hole.
Foliage.
Whatever. Foliage.
That's the safe word.
Foliage.
Foliage.
Foliage. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to. The animals would be created with rear projected film. The attraction would consist of 2 shows in the heritage area. The first film, called The Heartbeat of Africa, would show Equatorial Africa past, present, and an idea of its future. Preceding the film was to be a pre-show all about the significance and history of the drum in Africa. The finale of The Heartbeat of Africa would present a jazz concert in the modern-day African city. The climax would feature superimposed laser images coming out of the jazz instruments. The second show, called Africa Rediscovered, was to be hosted by the author of Roots, Alex Haley. Preceding it would be a pre-show with a giant relief map of Africa. The pre-show would present Africa's natural wonders of flora, fauna, and climate. The heritage area was to be an African village with live entertainment consisting of traditional performances. The area was also planned to hold a museum of fine African art.
Excuse me.
Okay, what?
Why isn't that a thing?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't have enough money for it.
Although, if you think about it, a large part of Animal Kingdom Park is based on Harambe, the little village that they have there. And also Animal Kingdom Lodge has one of the largest collections of African art outside of Africa
Really?
in the lobby.
Wow.
They
So
tend to
the-
do, they took a lot of the ideas and just put them other places.
Yes. But that would be amazing.
And that one seems, out of all 3 of them, the most thought out.
Yeah. Yeah, this article that I'm reading basically says that it was the Equatorial Africa one was the most developed and ready to go.
Okay.
They just pulled it out at the last minute. Yes, that's what she said.
At least they pulled out.
What are we going to do with us? I don't know. Okay, so those are the 3 areas that were supposed to be that never became. And there was one other article that I read. Let me see if I still have it pulled up on my phone. Meanwhile, promised appearances from Africa, Israel, Poland, Russia, Spain, Switzerland, and Venezuela never materialized. So the one article that I was reading sort of said those were the 3 most well thought out, but maybe they were also considering Poland, Russia, Switzerland, and Venezuela.
Switzerland.
That one, like the Alps, they could do mountains and...
Smack it right next to Norway and like build a mountain range and little goats and the whole thing.
And little goats.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Lorai's been having an obsession with goats, so just... Yeah.
Baby goats in pajamas are the cutest things ever.
I don't know that you can do it in Nebraska, but there are some places...
Goat yoga.
Well, I know you can do goat yoga here, but you can, in some places, I had somebody that worked for me that had kind of an overgrown patch in their yard they hired a farmer to bring in goats.
You know, that doesn't surprise me because
To
of
just,
that
like,
scene
eat
from
it?
Hercules. You know in Hercules when they bring in the goats when Phil's singing his song?
To mow? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
like
love
they
that.
just came in and fenced off the area that they wanted to have all the vegetation gone and just turned the goats loose for like 2 days.
That's awesome. Did
love
you
that.
know that that's actually better for grass than it is like to mow and stuff like that? Like when farmers, when they have their cattle out there grazing on the grass, it is so much better for the earth. I watched a whole documentary called Kiss the Ground. It's amazing.
Because then the cows poop on the grass.
And it's like
Circle of
their
life.
carbon that they're emitting as they're eating the grass, because plants, they suck in carbon and then they suck out oxygen.
Yes.
So when the
They see.
cows are oh, sorry, Mrs. Actually.
They suck
I
out oxygen.
They suck out oxygen. Sorry, they breathe out
Suck out something.
like this, like that. Have you ever seen a leaf blower? It sucks out air.
It's probably a good thing this is going to be the last episode of the season.
And Lariah won't be in season 4. So, yeah, talk as much as you can so they don't miss you, since you're their favorite, apparently. No, but anyway, Poland. Wait,
Yeah,
Poland?
that was one of
yeah,
them. Yes. Pierogies. Food wise. Okay. So that's kind of everything that we know about what World Showcase could have been. Let's morph into what do we want World Showcase to actually be?
What would we add?
Yeah.
Like,
what would you add?
Countries to add?
Countries
or-
to add, attractions to add, whatever.
Okay, well, we did talk about this briefly in the last episode, but how you said that there were hidden passageways in Canada, just a trail of scenery. I love that idea. I love that everywhere. I want to see that everywhere because I just don't get the hype around going on a ride in a country. I think that it makes more sense to have some sort of scenic attraction that you interact with.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. What you said there, I think, is vital. Interacting with the country, with the culture, that kind of thing would be so cool if they could do more of that within.
And I think they've got a perfect opportunity to do that now that they've opened the Journey of Water attraction based on Moana. That's open now. And that's very, very interactive. And you're interacting with water. So why would you not be able to employ that in every other country and make it interactive with elements from that country?
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. So I'm going to make Candace's skin crawl a little bit, and I'm going to ask for them to bring a little bit of IP into the UK. And it was something that was actually planned, but I don't think I would do it the way they had it planned. I would do something different. They had thought of a Mary Poppins attraction, and it would start on Cherry Tree Lane in the Darlings house. Right, Darlings?
No.
No.
That's
Banks's.
Peter Pan.
Banks.
The Banks's house. The Banks house.
Banks.
Banks. Yeah. Banks's.
Banks.
Okay, in the Banks house. And then
The
it would
Banks
like take
residence.
you out into like parts of London and you would interact. You would be able to go through the Banks house and be on Cherry Tree Lane and all that kind of thing, which I think would be really cool. But I also think that they would have an awesome opportunity to have you go through, like enter through the Banks house, maybe go out the back door, and you're on where they do the sidewalk chalk art that they all jump into, and you would jump into a chalk art drawing, and that would be the ride that you would go on, like that like either like the carousel. Maybe you even get on a carousel where the horses detach, and you go on the ride through the English countryside, the animated English countryside from Mary Poppins.
Another thought would be that you would go into the Banks residence, into the drawing room, and go up the chimney.
Yes.
That'd be so cool.
Could almost, if you wanted to do it like get to know London better, that could be a tour of London. You go up through the chimney and you're with the chimney sweeps over London, and you're going on all of these famous buildings and sweeping chimneys with the chimney sweeps and the song playing could be Step in Time.
Or Chimney.
Okay.
Yeah, or Chimney.
Yeah.
I really love that.
Yeah, I like that. Especially like a movie that I know they remade it, correct? Yes.
No, they made a sequel.
Yes, with Emily Blunt,
Yes.
correct?
And I think that good movie.
Really?
Yeah.
She did a fine job.
I thought it was a good movie.
And Dick Van Dyke did a marvelous job, as only he can.
Yes. But I don't want to say lesser known, but for children, I feel like most of the IP is stuff that they're familiar with. Whereas if you brought in something a little bit older, I like that. You know?
Yeah, I don't know if kids nowadays, darn kids nowadays, I don't know if they would recognize the original Mary Poppins or not.
But what a wonderful opportunity to introduce them to it
Right.
if they have not seen it.
Heck,
Exactly.
re-release the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Put it
who
in
doesn't
theaters.
want to have an English tea party with penguins?
Right.
Literally.
Damn straight.
They could do so much. Like they could tell there would be so many fun things that you could do with that attraction. You could have a tea party on the ceiling
With Uncle Albert.
with Uncle Albert.
Yes.
Like there's so many fun things that you could do with an attraction like that. And there's room.
Yep.
They had room to put the Darlings house in, so let's make this happen.
The Darling's house?
Damn it. The Banks house.
At least it's the same area.
Yeah, it's the same country.
Yeah.
Maybe they were neighbors. I don't know.
It could have been.
Or cousins.
Maybe, yes. The Darlings and the
Or
Banks.
Mr. Darling and Mr. Banks worked at the bank together.
Could be, yes. Could be, yes.
Yeah, that would be really cute, though. I like that idea.
Yeah.
That's a good way to bring in IP.
And if they wanted to, they could even like introduce some of the things from the new movie and do like the whole bubble bath.
Yeah,
Like when they go into the bubble bath and down into the ocean.
Have you not seen it?
Not yet.
It's worth watching.
It's worth watching.
I don't think Lariah has seen Mary Poppins.
I've never seen Mary Poppins, no.
Lariah.
Yeah, so.
So it looks like tonight's going to be a late night.
I've seen it once, and
You
I
like
loved
Julie
it.
Andrews, though, right?
Oh, of course.
What is
known-
your problem?
Excuse me. I'm
Now
sorry.
she's in the hot seat. What is your problem? Answer her question.
I'm sorry.
And
okay?
there's some Disney World ties directly to Mary Poppins.
Oh, yes. Mary Poppins is actually one of, if you remember Miley, our little sister, that's one of her favorite Disney movies. And she tells me all about it.
You still haven't seen it, though. It's like Spark Notes. You haven't read it.
Miley is way more. She does not leave a single detail out. Okay.
Anyway,
Anyhow,
So you need to watch it.
Yes, I will.
and I need to watch the...
The second one.
Yes.
The sequel. Because it's a good movie.
Emily Blunt does a fine job.
I love that woman. She's amazing.
Mrs. Jimothy Halpert.
I just watched Devil Wear... Oh my... I can't talk either. What
English
is...
is-
Prada
Yeah.
English is hard.
for the first time.
No.
Okay.
No.
Like, what is wrong with both of you?
That's one of my favorite comfy
Yes.
movies. Yeah.
Yes.
I actually sat down and watched it instead of putting it on as background noise. It's just
Perfection.
Why is no one ready?
Okay, let's get back into the Epcot we wish we knew. The World Showcase we wish we knew. Any other rides or attractions that anybody would add? Or countries?
I have a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
So I would like to see them add Vienna,
Ooh, yes.
so they could touch on
Ooh.
some of the classical musicians like Mozart and things like. I'm sorry, there's something about Disney music and every other kind of music in the world. It just kind of fits together.
yes.
Heck,
Yes.
put it out in the lagoon.
Stop putting stuff in the lagoon.
You want it to be Vienna. Oh, what am I thinking
You're
of?
thinking Venice.
Yeah, sorry.
Stop it.
Never mind. I may
You want it
cut
to
that
be
part out
Vienna.
because
Put it in
yeah.
the lagoon.
I may cut that part out since I just sounded like a complete and utter moron.
Join the club. You gotta keep it in. You can't be the only smarty in here.
It's the power of editing.
I mean, I can't read.
I can't talk, and Lariah just says the dumbest, weirdest shit.
I don't know. I've never watched Mary Poppins.
And they both start with V.
If they do, yes. But no, I think that would be amazing to have like a replica of Vienna when Mozart was in his heyday and kind of focus on that. I know not all composers were in Vienna, but like just the history of music around that time.
That would go into like Swiss, the Alps. They could almost call it the Alps.
Sure.
Oh, that would be fun.
With goats.
Yeah. Build a mountain and have like you could have two different you could have I think that would work out well.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Lariah, you were about to say something when Candace got super excited.
I know. I interrupted her big drop. Well, I was thinking that I would love for them to add Mongolia.
Oh.
I love Mongolia.
Where is that even located on this earth?
It's like up above China.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like north of China, not hovering above China.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you don't have to get on a ladder to get there.
It's like in Pandora, the floating mountain.
Yeah, it's not that.
Whoa.
I don't know. That's what
I like
went
the
through
beef.
my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Mongolian beef.
Love it. Delicious.
Do you also like the sausages from Vienna?
No.
And sausages.
Vienna sausages.
Oh, this is going downhill quickly. This is what we get for just free form, talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about episodes.
Wait, I'll make breakfast. I got Vienna sausages.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so, yeah, I think that would be kind of awesome.
I also have an idea for not necessarily another country, but another experience in Epcot.
Okay.
I want them to build Epcot the way that Walt wanted Epcot built. Or a small version thereof.
So
to
a
have
city.
the whole city and the transportation system and the whole, like, get his idea and do it.
Yeah.
Heck, you could even build that as a resort.
Ooh. Like each
like
little
the Project
section?
Tomorrow as a resort.
That would be cool.
And you could make it enter into Epcot.
Yeah.
Like Galactic Star Cruiser, RIP, and emptied into Hollywood Studios. You could have that empty into World Celebration or World whatever the hell it is now.
I love that. That would be really cool.
I do like that. Okay. One more topic around things we wish were in World Showcase. What foods would you like to see in World Showcase that maybe you haven't seen there before? Is that too big of a question? I don't know how to narrow it down.
Do you have something in mind?
No.
For an example?
No, I just wanted to talk about food.
Yes.
I honestly would like to see them have a wider variety of like fresh food options. Like fruits, vegetables, maybe like a salad situation. Something like that where it's not just so fast foody and like heavy and carby and just yeah.
You make a very good point because a lot of the countries in World Showcase have a lot of fresh fruits and veggies that they incorporate into their dishes, and that kind of gets the entrees kind of overpower that incorporation. And I would really love to see that too, because that's a big reason why I love Mediterranean food.
It's very fresh.
Yes, I would absolutely love that, especially in the Florida heat.
Yeah, like at the different countries that have the markets, have them sell stuff like fresh mango, pineapple. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you too, because that sounds amazing.
Just kind of like a farmer's market food stand that you can find in some other countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, because to go back kind of what we would want to see, like what we would add, is I think it would be really cool if they had kind of like a people mover in Epcot where they took you into each country like that, and you would just see like the cool parts that maybe most people would miss. And like they could kind of also like a Spaceship Earth situation too, where they talk about the history behind the country and like stuff like that, so it's educational.
That's a great idea. And just, I don't know how they would do it, but an Omni mover that you could just hop on and off.
Yeah. Like at each country, if you wanted to go from one country to another, and you would just take it and they would just...
Yeah, I don't know logistically how that would work, but that's a fantastic idea.
Maybe you could go around the backside. Like,
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, how long would you have to wait if somebody, like, how many cars would be on it to make it to where you could have enough capacity that I wouldn't have to stand there and wait for 4 hours to walk what would have been a 3-minute walk.
yeah.
Could be like a double-decker, too, to add more people.
Double-decker bus. That'd be kind of awesome.
I also think they should do more with the greenhouses and living with the land and actually like not just provide food for the restaurants. I think they should have like their own little marketplace.
Yes. Where you can like try all
And we've
of the
talked
stuff.
about that before. Like when you get off the ride, they need to have like little paper boats full of vegetables that came from there that you could snack on. That'd be the best.
It would be. Yeah. I like that.
Love it.
I love it even more.
What about you, Scott? What do you want to see?
I think I said it. Like, I think the Mary Poppins attraction is the thing that I want in World Showcase. And I think food-wise, honestly, I would love, we were talking about it in the last episode, that oftentimes you see so many Americanized versions of the foods
Yeah.
in the different pavilions, like in the China pavilion, the kind of down the street Chinese food. No, I want like
Chinese
food. And I that probably American palates suck, so people probably wouldn't like it, but that I would love to see more of that, like true to the country food, not Americanized versions of the true to the country food.
I agree. With all the countries too, just like, and I know
Right.
you said that, but yeah, just to have at least one, it doesn't even have to be a full-on restaurant in each country, but just like even a little quick service or stand that they serve something authentic.
Yes.
Well, and they have the festival booths, and I think they do a better job with the festival booths coming up with traditional flavors of the countries than they do in the restaurants in each of the pavilions. So maybe if they did that and just maybe elevated what's coming out of those booths a little bit and maybe put some more variety and left them up all the time.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah, I like that idea. Okay. Anything else World Showcase that we want to talk about? Are we good?
I think we're good.
Okay. One more non-World Showcase question. We are coming up. This is the end of the last episode of season 3.
Sigh.
Sigh. Think back on all the things we talked about this year. What was your favorite episode or topic?
Oh, I know. I got mine.
Go for it.
When we talked about food and wine.
Okay.
Went through the menus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love talking about food. I love talking about flavors, all of that. That was exciting to go through all of the choices and picking what we would want to try. That was fun.
That was a good time.
Yeah. Those were good episodes.
My favorite would have been the episode that we did as a love letter to the cast members.
Oh,
Yes.
Just reliving some of the magic that cast members have provided to us. It just makes me smile every time.
Like our third most listened to episode
Awesome.
this year.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Oh, you said
Okay.
jinx. I thought you said thanks.
Did
thought
too.
I thought you said thanks too. Okay, Lariah, which was your favorite?
Totally unbiased, but the George episode.
Of your spooky stories?
Yeah.
Oh.
My super horrifying, creepy, spooky stories.
Yeah, they were really scary. We should probably have put a disclaimer on those because they were
Right.
so scary.
No, I loved our flow with
Yeah.
that episode.
Yeah, that was a
Just went
fun
off
one.
the rails.
The no flow.
I think I'm just looking through the list of all the episodes, and I think probably my favorite. So hard to pick. They were all so good. My favorite one that we recorded was the Disney side character March Madness episode that we did,
Oh, yeah.
where Lariah built the bracket for us, and we did our favorite side character. That one was a ton of fun to record too.
I love those brackets.
Yeah.
Those are something we need to do every year.
Yep.
Yeah, and we got a little bit of feedback that the bracket ones and then the ones where we do our blind rankings and that kind of thing
Oh.
are some of the most fun episodes that people like listening to.
Some more games.
Yeah.
I'm all for
Ooh.
the games.
I have a game for next season. I'll tell you after. You guys are going to have to wait till
Okay.
next season.
Yeah. Teaser.
You know what it is.
Our most popular episode of the season was our Ask Us Anything episode.
oh,
It's the most listened to episode of the season.
we got some good questions.
We did.
We did. So we need to do more audience participation next year as well.
For
Yes.
sure.
The second most popular episode was the things at Disney that make us go ick.
Disney icks are good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was the sound effect. I really do.
It was
Yeah.
for sure. I think they skipped around and
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. Wrapping up season 3. Can you believe we've been doing this for 3 years?
No.
No.
What started as just a fun little thing to do right after the pandemic, just get us together talking more, has turned into 3 years of absolute fun.
So what's on the horizon for season 4, guys? What do we want to do?
More games, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently, more icks.
More icks.
More X, more games. I think I would love for us to do more educational content too.
Yeah.
Like what we've been doing the last 4 episodes is walking people through different lands and
We'll do more trip planning.
yeah. I think people appreciate that too because that's a good way if you're planning your own trip. Like, oh, I probably fit that criteria. Let me go listen to that one. And there's always so many changes. I as much as I don't want us to be a current Disney events podcast, we probably need to do more current events just to stay up to date,
relevant,
with everything that's going on. But some of that happens in the games. Some of that happens in the Icks. Like the Icks turn into, they made that change. I think that's stupid. That kind of thing. So yeah, I think just some of the changes we made this year, like midstream to do the questions at the beginning of every episode, I think are holding true to what we wanted to be as a podcast. And we'll just continue doing some of that.
Absolutely. I'm excited for season 4.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Okay.
Maybe more road trips. Maybe.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? But listeners, if you would like to be an active participant in deciding the content that you get on Hanging at the Hangar Bar, please remember to interact with us on all of our socials. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, wherever.
Text, scroll,
Google.
The Google machine.
Yeah, make sure also, I don't think we ask for this enough, but go out and if you're interacting with our Facebook page, rank us, give us a 5-star rating if you are so inclined. Do that on your favorite podcast host as well. Make sure you go out and rank us. That's how we show up in the algorithm to more people. There's not a lot of really great ways to grow a podcast, but you can help by sharing with your friends, sharing your favorite episode. Maybe during our break, share your 2 favorite episodes to your social media feeds on your own. And sort of drive people to listen to those episodes, and then just make sure you give us a review and rate us so we can make sure we show up in the algorithm more.
Yeah, it helps a ton.
Yeah.
And it takes seconds.
Yeah, and we would do this if we were the only 4 listening because we like just chatting, but we also want to make sure we're putting a good product out there. And we think we are putting a good product out there that folks can listen to and enjoy, and we want to be able to spread the word. Okay. Remember, everybody, until next season, there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
And we'll see you real soon.